Hello, Princess on a Pillow here. I had to see the timer. The light was reflecting and I couldn't see when the timer started. Princess on a Pillow here. I am here to do a review with my opinion on 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, Season 6, Episode 6, titled Dangerous Liaison. I have to break this video up in part 1 and part 2 because my pitiful little phone here cannot record the long distance. It just can't. It cut off after like 26 minutes or something like that. So let's get started. First couple, we're going to do the new couple, Stellar and Dempsey. Okay, so we see Stellar. She's from Texas. She's 33 years old. And we see her digging in wood trying to find maggots. She said bugs are her friend and people think she's weird. She says she has ADHD. She said she was adopted the day she was born. She said she disappointed her parents because she got bad grades in school, and she disappointed them even more by coming out as gay. She said now that she is exploring her sexuality, she gets lots of women and sometimes multiple women a night. She said she loved the ladies and the ladies love her. She said she have sex on the very first date. She says she has had sex in church while church was in progress, and she had sex in a busy elevator with people looking in. I don't know how that's possible. I don't see how that's possible. Anyway, she said she is looking for love. It don't sound like she's looking for no love. All she's thinking about and talking about and doing is sex. She claims she's looking for love. So she said she's on an English dating app. She said she decided to get on an English dating app because she liked their accent, English people's accent. I love their accents also, but I like the men's accent, not the women's accent per se. She said she met an amazing woman on the app. Her name is Dempsey, and she's 28 years old, and she lives in Darlington, England. She lives in Darlington, England. I was just looking at my computer to see because I just got a message. Okay. I want to go to England so bad. So badly. Ugh. She said after 7 months of talking to Dempsey online every day, the following week, she'll be flying to England to finally meet Dempsey. Stella said she is going to marry Dempsey. Stella said she plans on moving to England if her visit goes well with Dempsey. She plans on moving to England, but Dempsey has no clue about these plans. Dempsey don't know anything about this. Next scene, Stella is hanging out with her friend Sy, I think that's how you pronounce her name, is S-Y. Stella tells us that she has not communicated with Dempsey as much as she's used to because Dempsey is in Thailand on vacation with her father. So they're not communicating every day like they usually do. So Stella tells Sy about her plans to move to England if everything goes well with Dempsey. And she tells her that Dempsey has no clue that this is what she's thinking. This is what she wants to do. So Stellar and Sty, they go to this chocolate sex place, and they're doing shots of these chocolate exotic sexual name shots. I think I've been to one before. No, I've been to a little sports bar where they had, not exotic, but sexual name drinks. Yeah. Anywho, I don't think I like Stellar. All she talks about is sex. I want her to talk about something else other than sex. So Stella tells us that Dempsey is shy and she's worried that they may not be compatible sexually. There she goes with the sex again. What about Dempsey's personality? What about her heart? What about if she's a nice person? Well, come on. You don't all she's thinking about is if they're not compatible sexually, then she's worried. What about her personality? What about if she's a nice person? What about if she's caring and giving and loving and sharing? What about all that? All she's thinking about is them being compatible sexually. If they're not compatible sexually, you can change that. But what type of person is she? I don't like Stella. I'm tired of her. I don't think she's looking for love. She's looking for just somebody to have sex with. I don't know. I don't know what she wants, but I don't think it's love. All right. So next, what happened next? Yeah, she said she tells Sty if everything goes well in England when she visits Dempsey, then she's gonna come back to the States, sell all her stuff, and move to England. But Dempsey knows nothing about these plans. So we find out that Stella had her heart broken before by another woman that's from England. She met some girl on the website, on the dating site in England, and she went to visit the girl, and everything went great. And then the girl asked her to move in with her. And then when Stella came back to the States, the girl called her or texted her or whatever and told her, I changed my mind. I don't want to be with you. Goodbye. And broke up with her. And Stella said her heart was broken. But Stella still keeps in touch with this ex-girlfriend. As a matter of fact, the ex-girlfriend wants her back and wants to meet her at the airport. And Stella said she thought about doing that, meeting the girl at the airport. What? You have a girlfriend, Dempsey, that you're going to go see. So why would you meet your ex-girlfriend at the airport? Why would you think about meeting your ex-girlfriend at the airport? I think this is some bull. This is some bull. Why is she still talking to her ex-girlfriend and she's in a fresh relationship with Dempsey? Why is she still talking to this ex-girlfriend who broke her heart? And why does the ex-girlfriend knows that she's coming to England? And why does this girlfriend knows her itinerary to ask her if she could meet her at the airport? I don't think Stella is over this girlfriend. I don't think she's over her. And I think she wants the girlfriend back. That's not fair to poor Dempsey. So next scene we see Stella packing for her trip to England. And then the next day we see her driving to the airport to get on the plane to go to England. But she got a text from Dempsey. And apparently they had coordinated their flights for when Dempsey comes back from Thailand to England. They were going to fly in to the London airport together and meet then. But I think Dempsey either missed her flight or her flight information changed, and she's not going to be able to meet Dempsey at the airport at the time that they had planned on meeting. So Stella she's a bit freaked out, but she still gets on the plane and she flies off to England. And I wish I could go. I want to go to England so badly. Next up is Sheila and David. So they are waking up and talking to each other through their phones. Sheila asks him how was last night. And David seemed like he enjoyed himself. He said at first it was awkward, but they finally got in sync. David said he was horny and his banana got very hard and it was too hard to fit into her donuts. David asked her if she felt good last night, and Sheila said she felt uncomfortable. She told him that she hadn't had sex in a long time, and that's why it was painful. Then he said to her, "Lucky for you, I'm good with my hands." Then Sheila told the camera that they didn't have sex because of the pain. But she said she gave him a BJ. Now, he flew, let's just estimate, 16 hours from the States to the Philippines, did not shower, Did not do anything cleansing to his body. Got into bed with her and then she gave him a blowjob. Okay. Anyway, Sheila said she is happy because he returned the favor. Sheila asked him how long has it been since he's had sex. He told her 4 years. I think last episode he told us 3 years. Well, Sheila told us that David is a quiet lover. She said, but her ex wasn't. She said her ex kept talking nonsense during sex. So they decided to spend the day together, and then the following day they would go to her house and meet her family. So David did change his clothes. I hope he showered, but he changed clothes. And David gave her some type of something that would help her learn sign language. I couldn't see it. I don't know if it was cards, maybe flashcards, but that's a good thing because they need to stop communicating through their phones. You know? So then he taught her how to say his name in sign language. So these two have trust issues with each other. They agree to look through each other's phones. David says he has nothing to hide. But then Sheila found a woman on his phone. And she asked him, who is this? And David said, a friend from school. And Sheila said, I guess Sheila was reading the messages from this friend from school. And the message, on the message, he's asking her if she has a boyfriend. And David claimed that some other guy asked him to ask the girl if she had a boyfriend. That sounds suspicious to me. Sheila said, okay, but I don't like her. Me either, Sheila. I don't like it. I don't like that either. He needs to delete and block this girl off of his phone. Yep. That's what I would have told him to do. I mean, matter of fact, since I have his phone in my hand, I'll just go ahead and block it and delete it. I sure would. Sheila told us that she has trust issues because in her past relationships, she was cheated on. Her boyfriend cheated on her. And then she said she doesn't trust David. She said she don't trust him yet. Next scene, Sheila takes David to the market. And of course, you see the meat hanging up, so it smells, and it's busy, and it's outdoors, and it doesn't look sanitary. But that's the way it is in their country. I'm from Jamaica. That's the way it is in Jamaica too. You go to the market and you see the meat hanging up, and the vegetables and the fruits are just out there, and we're outside. They do have supermarkets too, also in Jamaica, but they do have the market outside. That's just like they have it here, but they just don't have the meat hanging up and the bugs, and it doesn't smell. But that's the way it is in other countries. That's just the way it is. So David is not a fan of that. He says it smells. And he's comparing the market to the grocery stores in the States. Really, David? Really? He said the grocery stores in the States don't smell. And the food looks appetizing. The food here does not look appetizing. You got to open up your mind, David. You got to open up your mind and try new things. I'm not like that. I don't want to try new things either, David. So, okay. But David says he enjoys holding hands and walking around with Sheila. And he likes her beautiful long hair. And he likes it when his hands brush against her leg. And he likes to put his arms around her and blah, 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 blah. So in the middle of sightseeing, they decided to have a conversation about past relationships. And he asked her about her last relationship. And it seemed to me they should have discussed this when they were talking online. They should have discussed about past relationship when they were talking online. Why are they discussing it now during sightseeing in the middle of the night? But anyway, she said her last relationship was with a Filipino guy, and she broke up with him because he cheated on her. And David told her that it happened to him too. His ex-girlfriend cheated on him too. And Sheila asked him how long was he with his ex. And he said 4 years. Sheila asked him if his ex knows how to do sign language. And he said yes. And Sheila asked me if that was better. That's a dumb question, Sheila. Of course it's better. Him and his ex knows how to sign language. Of course it's better than talking through your phone, communicating through your phone. That was a dumb question, Sheila. And David tells us that his ex-girlfriend was also deaf. So it was easier to communicate with her because they both knew sign language. But he said he can't tell Sheila that because she would get jealous. So he tells Sheila that he doesn't want to talk about his ex anymore. But he's the one that brought it up. He asked her about her ex. But you know what I think? I think that the producer was bored with them walking around holding hands sightseeing. So he told them to talk about their ex. That's what I think happened. Because this is something they should have discussed before when they were online. You know, not in the middle of sightseeing. Yeah, that was a little suspect to me. It was weird how all of a sudden they just started talking about their exes. But next up is Jasmine and Gino. So Jasmine and Gino are in the apartment, and Jasmine lies to Gino and tells him that she is going to run errands. But instead she goes outside somewhere and FaceTime with her ex-boyfriend Dane. Jasmine tells Dane that Gino does not want to have sex with her. But if Gino was to ever do something like that, Jasmine would castrate him. She'd castrate him. And the producer said it. They said, what if Gino was to get in touch with his girlfriend? She said, would that be okay? She said, no, it wouldn't be okay because Gino is not trustworthy. Jasmine only care about Jasmine. She don't give a shit about nobody else but Jasmine. So she bashes Gino to Dane. She tells Dane that Gino came up with a stupid prenup. But Dane knows Jasmine. He knows Jasmine is just a nutcase. He knows she's a very selfish person. So he told her, you need to find someone who's like you, who wants what you want and is confident the way you are. And then he told her, and you need therapy. Well, he actually told them to go to couples therapy. But he knows Jasmine needs therapy. He knows Jasmine ain't all put together. And he knows he dodged that bullet with Jasmine. So the next scene, Jasmine greases up Gina and takes him outside to exercise. And they're jogging around, and she's jogging around with her pocketbook on her shoulder. So you can tell it was a fabricated exercise regimen because she's jogging around and she got her pocketbook on her shoulder. Yeah. So then they stop, and she had them doing some hip gyrations. She had him gyrating his hips, and Gina don't want to do that crap. Then she had him doing squats, and she gets behind him, and I think she was rubbing herself against him. And I think the camera person thought it too because the camera person was trying to get all kind of angles to see what was going on. And Gino said, this feels like dirty dancing. Gino was uncomfortable. I would have been uncomfortable too. I think Gino was embarrassed, and I would have been embarrassed. You don't want to do that stuff in public. And I'm with him 100%. I wouldn't want to be doing that in public either. So then she tells him how stiff he is during sex. And Gino said, no, I'm not. I'm a wild beast. So she told him that since he has been there in Panama, I don't know how long he's been there, but she said, since you've been there in Panama, we've only had sex once. And Gino told her that when they argue, he loses his desire to have sex. And Jasmine told him that even when they're not arguing and when they're happy with each other, he still don't touch her. So she asked him if he has any sexual fantasies and if he wants to tie her up. Gino told her, stop arguing with me on a daily basis and we'll get there. And she asked him how long will it take if she stopped arguing with him before they can have sex. And Gino told her it has to feel right. It can't be a time thing. You know what? I think Jasmine enjoys arguing. That's her personality. If she's not arguing, she's bored. She claims that she argues because she's a feisty Latina. No, you're a moron. You're a total moron. That's why you argue. Notice that Dane is not the one pursuing Jasmine. Dane didn't call Jasmine. Jasmine called Dane. And Dane didn't move into Jasmine's apartment building. Jasmine moved into Dane's apartment building. So notice that Dane don't want nothing to do with no damn Jasmine. He don't want nothing to do with her. He told her to go see a therapist. So Jasmine said she is really trying to work on the relationship but she gets nothing in return. She's trying to work on a relationship, but she gets nothing in return. The hair on her head, Gino paid for, over $3,000. The makeup she's wearing on her freaking face, he paid for that. Her nose job, he paid for that. The plump lips she got, he paid for that. The straight white teeth that she got, he paid for that. The boob job she got, he paid for that. The manicured claws that she got, he paid for that. The luxury apartment she's living in, he paid for that. Her cell phone, he paid for that. Every morsel that her and her sister put in their mouth, he pays for that. She's trying to get her vagina rejuvenated. He's gonna pay for that. And I'm pretty sure she gets spending money from him. And she had the nerve to say she gets nothing. Gino is the one getting nothing. And then she said she don't feel like Gino loves her. Gino is not only funding her extremely expensive lifestyle, but he's flying back and forth from the States to Panama to see her. That costs money. Okay? And every time he comes, he has to bring her a gift. And despite his better judgment, he threw out the damn prenup. But he doesn't love her? If that ain't love, I don't know what that is. I think that's obsession, though. I think it's obsession. But you know what? Instead of letting Jasmine drain him of his funds, what he needs to do is take his freaking money and go get some hair implants or something so he's not wearing a freaking hat to bed. But I'm tired of Gino and Jasmine. Jasmine told Gino that she promised she will stop arguing with him, but he has to promise that they will have more sex. And Gino ain't promising her that. He's not. He said to her, "Are we done working out now?" But the next scene, Jasmine tries to teach Gino how to dance because she wants to take him to meet her female friends. So they meet up with Jasmine's female friends at some type of club/restaurant. And poor Gino, they're forcing him to salsa dance, and then they're asking him inappropriate sex questions. Her friend asked Gino if he ever cheated on Jasmine. And he said, "I would never cheat on Jasmine. And I hope she never cheated on me." Apparently, Gino found out that Jasmine was video chatting with Dane. So when Gino was alone with one of Jasmine's friends, he asked her about the relationship with Jasmine and Dane. And the friend told Gino that Jasmine used to date Dane. And now he's upset that she's in contact with her ex. Because he knows there's no way in hell she would put up with him being in contact with his ex. But wait till Gino find out that her ex, Dane, is living in the same building that she's living in. This is the end of my review. I'll be back with part 2 with the other couples. Princess on a Pillow here. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.